Okay, let's get this guy done. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and start adding a bit more detail up here. Be in my hard edge airbrush mode. Actually, while I'm thinking about it, yeah, let's do that. Again, I don't. I'm a monster guy, so a little bit of texture is not a bad thing at all. And I can even, again, do more, like I showed you in the other tutorial. And this is just by using the same, switching around, just the same tool, just using it with a little bit of a different technique. See how that's coming out. We're bringing some of these purpley colors into this part. A little bit more. So kind of cool. Again, just letting some of those shapes come out. So these sort of little warty things. Now let's say you want to make those more of an indent. If you pick a dark color, you make an indent like that, and then the light would hit it like that, so you get this sort of spot like that. I'm going to leave some highlights to another layer, so I'm just going to keep going. Give him these little sort of ridges in his teeth, so his teeth aren't all smooth. I'm going to pick another brighter color. And we're going to shine a little bit so that I look a little dangerous and sharp. So it was a lighter color and then even a lighter color on top to get this teeth to work. Again, I'm going fast. And you can just keep refining stuff until you're happy with it. And I'm going to give them some ready gums, but I'm going to follow up with that color I already have up here. Up here, here, and here. Do the same thing with the tongue we got going on in here. And you notice you see a lot of line art, but again, I know I'm going to go back in and do this with the smudge tool. using the smudge tool. Again, this area is darker in here because it's going to have, because it's got that shadow from the nose hitting it. But you'll see how I keep going in there. A little bit brighter. Brighter. Bring out the smudge. Just blend all that stuff that I want blended. Get rid of the line. Make it paint. Just pulling that line a little bit to see how I can pull it back too. If it doesn't really work, just giving us a little bit of an edge there. Bottom lip. And some of the stuff when you start blending, you just get these little kind of hints of things that are kind of fun to follow up with. Like I'm getting these ridges. I want this to be that too. I'm getting these ridges in the lips, which are pretty cool. So I'm going to just accentuate them. I mean, they really kind of didn't happen on purpose, but you know, it's full of, doing the art is full of happy accidents. And there's even a lot of ways where you can just do a whole bunch of blotches in Photoshop and doing layers. I'll do a tutorial on it some other time, which you could just really pull all kinds of shapes and such out of, which is really fun. Used to do it with regular pen and paper with layers of tracing paper, which will give you a hint to what the effect is kind of like. Okay. Blending that edge. And you could also, you know, do almost the opposite of what I'm doing, which is I tend to do the hard edge and then soften up the hard edge. You could also do the airbrush and then just, or a soft edge brush, and then bring in a hard edge brush to accentuate things. It's accentuating. I'm still going to put the white background back in there. Those checkerboards become annoying after a little while. Lips are usually kind of shiny. Tongue. Again, so you want to do a little harder highlights than you would do on big, sort of softer areas. Areas are usually around the eyes and nose. Get a little moist and shiny. Just back to the smudge tool. Again, I leave all the palettes open, so at any point you're going, what the heck is he doing? You can always pause it and see what I have going on as far as opacity, strength, and all that stuff. I'm not trying to hide anything from you. And if there's anything that you also get, you missed or something, or I didn't explain well enough, we have the www Digital Art Tutorials forums, and people ask questions and answer questions and all kinds of stuff. Okay, their little beastie is becoming a good beastie. But you know what I've discovered? I don't like the eye, just a big round thing like that. I think we need to put in some sort of a real iris and eyeball kind of shape. So I'm going to make another layer. And I'm going to go to black. I have okay, bear with me. It's not going to be like that. But you know what I think? I think we're going to give it a not normal shaped pupil. Because I think that will help make it weirder. And it's a monster, so that's okay. Yeah, kind of like that. And then what we'll do to make this more of a regular, there's a really easy way to do that. A regular eyeball. I'm just going rough around there. Not quite that rough, but okay. I'm going to go back to the bottom layer, and I'm basically going to really smudge out so you get that sort of iris kind of thing going on. Don't want to. It's not exactly, they're not always straight, so I'm kind of. Gives us a little bit more of that texture. I'm going to change the color a little bit. I went into colorize. Bring up the saturation to about there. Bring up the levels. That side's the light side, that's the dark side. These are the midtones. Say okay. Go back to my brush, pick some of this lighter color. Get rid of those crawling ants. You're gonna see there's definitely some cleanup to do, but it kind of starts really working. I'm going to go with a soft edge brush because I want to blend the outside darkness so it becomes a ball again, because we lost a little bit of that. Now it's becoming an interesting looking eye. Half the things to make the eyes really work though are going to be in the adding highlights to it. Let's see what this looks like. I'm just emphasizing that color a little bit. tool, and shifting back to my smudge tool so I have a little bit more control, pulling some of them back. I don't really want them to cross each other. And then I'm going to add a little bit of just a direct sort of bit. Let's see. Don't want the smudge tool. I want my airbrush again. Directly behind that. Not quite that much. And then the final thing that probably would work nicely would be go back to my hard brush and really just kind of stroke this thing. Not full strength, but partial strength. In other words, I'm not pressing all the way down. And they really will emphasize that. I'm going to merge down that pupil, and I'm going to do just one quick little blur tool around it. And then you'll see if I add another layer, and I go ahead and I'm going to just add some reflections to the eye. Make them a light, cool color. There. I'm going to smudge them a little bit so they're not so defined. I can even get rid of them. But see now how that now much more looks like an eyeball. And I'll go around and fix the outside part. Just blend it with the smudge tool. I've dropped back down, by the way, to that layer beneath the layer with the highlights. You see, just a little bit of blending around really takes this thing pretty far. So there, yeah, he looks much better with that than he did with just that reflective kind of dark orb that we had before. Okay. Okay. I've got the soft brush going. And even with the soft brush, you see how that's diffused. But if I go, so I set this crease up, and if I make the brush small enough, then I can get those edges back again if I want them. It's still not going to be as edgy as the hard brush is, but you can still get a lot of fine finesse with it. Okay, I'm going to cross over some of these to give us some like extra sort of marks that they go a little bit against some of the grain that we have, but you'll see how they kind of work to give us almost like stress lines. again, just the idea is to give us a little bit more sort of texture and interest going on. And I can always accentuate those by then going into the lighter areas and bringing them back. And then if I wanted to add like a ridge to that, I could go back to the dark area and go dark again underneath it. And see how those shapes can just come out. And it gives them a real kind of icky look. And icky's a real word. You can look it up in the dictionary. More detail here. Just adding some highlights. Some of these areas. It's working out good. Get a little bit more highlight than up here. Sometimes you have to squint and see the whole thing as a shape, because you don't want the things to become too spotty on you, which can definitely happen pretty easily. Back to the hard brush tool. Back of that deltoid that he's got. So tricep. You have to kind of remember your muscle structure and just, adapt it to, okay, he's still going to have something that can push and pull that arm, so it's still, at the end of the day, it's going to be some sort of bicep, tricep. Okay, again from there to there to there. That's coming along very nicely. Okay, I'm going to save.